What a time to be a Houston Rockets fan. There is so much uncertainty surrounding the future of the entire franchise that I honestly feel like that has to be a little frustrating. But at the same time, I do think that uncertainty can be good. Sometimes when you don't know what's next, you can't overthink it. When you have no expectations, everything you do is going to be a positive. When you're a superstar in the NBA and your team isn't good, normally you get all of the blame. You're expected to be contending season after season after season, regardless of what the roster looks like, regardless of what the chemistry is like, regardless of the situation surrounding the entire team. Time after time, I've seen James Harden blamed for the Rockets' flaws and issues, but I don't feel like the shortcomings of the Houston Rockets are on James Harden at all. Am I biased? I don't think so, but maybe. It's honestly just how I feel. James Harden is going to go down as one of the best basketball players to play the shooting guard position ever. Come on, man. You do not become that good, that shifty by chance. Chris and James couldn't get it done. Their time together, now viewed as a failure. They lost to the peak Golden State Warriors. Imagine that. CP3 ends up leaving. We get Russell Westbrook. H-Town would get jumping again. The hype would be real, but ultimately this Rockets team also fell short. The Rockets would end up trading Westbrook for John Wall and a pick. Seriously. The Wizards included a protected first-round pick. I guess MVPs don't come cheap. Regardless, it was a move that shocked me. Westbrook would get his triple-doubles back, while the Wizards' season currently hangs in the balance. Already, everybody's wondering what Bradley Beal's next move is. And the same with James Harden. This video, we have to talk about James Harden dropping a major hint about his future with the Houston Rockets and some Bradley Beal trade scenarios. It's way too early to call a season lost, especially after beating the Phoenix Suns, but I do think it's fun to discuss trade scenarios and moves. Before we go any further, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You will not want to miss another Get Like Coop video. And that's facts. The chances are, if you guys enjoy my content, you'll enjoy my streams and my football channel. The link to both is going to be in the description below. This James Harden situation has been going on so long that honestly, I decided to stop making videos on it for a while because I just got tired of talking about the entire situation. Now keep in mind, I live in Houston. I'm a Rockets fan. That's my second favorite team. It's the first team I started watching when I started watching basketball. So this team has a place in my heart that's pretty big. But ultimately, I couldn't find it in myself to discuss the James Harden situation any longer. Now that the season is underway and we have more news on the entire situation, I'm happy to discuss it and bring it to you guys. I think it's interesting that a lot of teams that were connected to the Rockets or James Harden haven't been playing their best basketball. The Miami Heat, this is a team that's been incredibly up and down. People are already calling this team's NBA bubble run a once-in-a-lifetime thing, saying that this is a team that overachieved. A lot of people are already pointing fingers at Jimmy Butler. Not me, though. The Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and a sub-500 record 11 games into the season. Who saw that coming? Jared Allen and LeVert have been balling, but I guess not hard enough. Things can be tough without your best players. The Nets have had a lot of players miss time to start the season. As a matter of fact, they lost Dinwiddie for the entire year. And then with Kyrie Irving, nobody truly knows what's been going on. Kyrie's a beast, and the Brooklyn Nets are much better when he's playing. I don't care for the dumb takes. Did I tell you guys that Nash is already questioning the effort of his team after losing to the Oklahoma City Thunder? The Thunder are a team that we thought traded away all their assets this season to be bad, but here they are. You truly never know what's going to happen in the NBA, and I think that's the beauty of the entire league. When it comes to this James Harden situation, who knows what's next? Though I truly do feel James Harden is trying to paint us a much clearer picture. January 9th, James Harden came out and said that the Rockets have a lot of work to do. I think every team feels that way, but for us, we're behind because we haven't had our entire team for an opportunity to work together very often. As long as we continue to find chemistry, we have a chance to do something special. Instantly, this quote tells me that James Harden, in some way, shape, or form, is at least looking at the future of the Houston Rockets and understanding that there is a legit chance he finishes this season as a Rocket. This team has some very unique players. Remember Jae'Sean Tate? Yeah, he's the guy James Harden threw the ball at practice. That whole situation kind of exploded. Well, he actually has a lot of talent. Harden likes him. Tate cites Harden as one of his mentors. And let me tell you, Tate has some pop to his game. This guy moves. He's not the biggest, but the Rockets like to use him as a small ball big. Well, I know you guys are going to think we've heard the story of small ball big before, but I'm not here to tell it in that capacity. I'm just trying to give Tate his love. Versus the Lakers, Tate had 9 points, 3 of 4 from the field. If you guys would like, I'll do a Rockets breakdown. I actually want to break down the Rockets-Lakers game from January 10th. Anthony Davis versus Christian Wood, James Harden, LeBron James. I would break down the entire game. And as a matter of fact, I'd include the game from today, but that's only if you guys want that. Now, as we touch back to the James Harden situation, I'm seeing reports that the Rockets believe that Harden will be content to at least stay for this season. And I'm also seeing reports that say James Harden still prefers to be dealt, but the Rockets are growing more and more confident they'll be able to keep him. On top of that, the Miami Heat are firmly expected to remain in the race for James Harden or Bradley Beal. It's no secret the Miami Heat can flat out play basketball. We've seen what they can accomplish last season in the bubble, but ultimately it still does feel like this is a team that could use somebody that's going to be that dominant scorer for them. I would love James Harden or Beal in Miami, but my question is, what does a James Harden or Bradley Beal package look like? So I'm glad I took a while to compose this video, because now we're going to get a quote from Harden that's really fun. While I do think Harden realizes there's a reality that he remains in Houston for the entire season, he said, after today's game, I love this city. I've literally done everything I can. The situation is crazy. I don't think it can be fixed. Thanks. That's Harden's response to playing in Houston. If you missed it, the Rockets lost 117-100. I think I'm going to break down this game. We have to get to the bottom of this.
I mean, this situation is crazy. You know, it's something that I don't think can be fixed. So, yeah, thanks.
Let me know what you guys think of this entire situation. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.